Well, good afternoon, viewers. Actually, Cottage and Small Scale Industry Association, which I head for South Chobbish Pargana, is nothing else but which covers the MSME segment, micro, small, and medium enterprises. That is the segment we work in. And South Chobbish Pargana traditionally had a lot of, industries, both heavy industries and small industries. The heavy industries are mostly concentrated along the Ganges and in the Bajbaj area and west of Taratala, that area near Ganges, near Khidirpur, near Calcutta Port. So these are very heavy industries, but small scale industries did thrive in South Chobbish Pargana, and there are many clusters of such small industries. Like we have, to name a few, where we have the fireworks cluster in Aral, and then we have the cluster for surgical instruments in Baraipur. We have many such clusters, of where concentration of one kind of small scale industries have thrived. But what currently we feel, or what bottleneck we face, is that many of these industries have been started 30, 40 or even 50 years before by the earlier generation of the current entrepreneurs. And those days, the licensing requirements or the law regulations pertaining to fire, pertaining to pollution was much lighter, and those industries could thrive. But as and when the civilization has grown, the population has increased, the pressure for more residential accommodation has increased in these areas. These units, which were operating loosely, not in any industrial estate, they started finding it difficult to renew their licenses, and mostly for valid reasons like pollution, fire, and many other such, regulations in the municipal areas or even in panchayat areas. Now, what has happened is these units now find a bottleneck. They can't grow because they don't have the license to renew, and they can't get tenders because they don't have the licenses and regulations in place in their favor, and neither they have enough money to buy a new place and do everything greenfield by being law compliant. That's not physically happening. I've been trying for the last 2-3 years to make them law compliant or regulation compliant, but it's not happening. It's a serious bottleneck. The resulting is that the entrepreneurs are now asking their next generation to look for jobs. They are saying, Baba, eta kore kichu hobe na, tui eta porashona kore eta chakri kor. And many of them has either studied engineering or studied something else, and has migrated to other states, which is a great brain drain for us, and the blood of entrepreneurship, which as it is little less in West Bengal, is again further thinning down because of this migration of this next generation of people who could have been entrepreneurs. So that is what a big loss is. And private industrial estates are coming up everywhere, but the regulation said that it is about 20 acres is minimum requirement for government to give support to a private industrial estate. Now, getting such a large piece of land and organizing it for small sector or micro sector is a Herculean task. That kind of money, that kind of capital is not easily available, and people are not willing to take risk. So we have been talking to various departments, including the Chief Minister and MSME department, and fortunately, in the last meeting where this was raised by us, we have seen that government has taken note, and order has been issued immediately thereafter the virtual meeting with the MSME department principal secretary. We received an order after 2 days that the requirement of land has been reduced to 5 acres for small industrial estates, and for South Chobbish Pargana, Howrah and Calcutta, it is about 2 acres. So this is indeed a situation or a matter to rejoice, and I hope with this regulation in place that we can set up private industries in 2 acres or more place. We can probably more and more small industrial estates or industrial parks will develop in South Chobbish Pargana, and these units which were finding it difficult to continue in their existing place of activity can shift to these kind of places where it can be offered to them on a plug and play basis. That means they can just simply shift and start working, and all the physical infrastructure which is required, like fire license, electricity, water availability, and other licenses that may be required, are already in place for those, or at least in principle available, and the individual units have to just renew their own licenses. In that situation, I think very soon we will see that a lot of small or medium enterprises thriving in this part of the state, and our district will once again regain and go to a position where we will be able to employ at least a sizable number of our next generation. It is very much our responsibility to create employment for them, and it is not only for government to do it. We in business and we in the social sector also, who are concerned about the fate of our state, we should take up whatever is possible within our means and resources to do this. And small scale sector or the MSME is the only way forward for a state like West Bengal, where it is fragmented landholding, and also a large number of, large portion of our economy is still agrarian and still based on agriculture. So we cannot just do away with the agriculture just like that. So we have to leave all the arable and cultivable, land leave for agriculture, and whatever is available in a very small way, but in a definitive way, we must carry forward the mantle of industry. So with that, I hope that South 24 Pargana has a very good future in coming days. Thank you.